Alright, so what we have here is a little bit of an animation program using some, formatting, blocks, colors, kind of just an interesting little concept to show kind of the power of Cloud4That to be able to create your own script and to automate different things in Excel. It's just a little fun example showing you can make actually a little Pac-Man type thing just to show you some of the power of it. In a little bit we'll show you the refresh script that runs this. But basically, essentially, you can build anything in Excel that you want to automate. You can build, which I will show you in a minute, is a physics application of the Hooke's law, where you can build little tools to help people understand or visualize things better, to quickly design some on the fly without any compilation needed, just an add-in that's installed into Excel that'll allow you to do your own scripting of a bunch of powerful tools that are available for Cloud4That platform. So it's just an example of one example of how to use it. Look at it for a while. You can go left, you can go right, and you're going to see a little bit about how the code works in a minute. So here's, we're going to open up the code. So this is, actually we're going to show how to make a button first. So this is going to make a little button to test out, show you how you can create buttons really fast. You add the code, the script for the code button. You can run other scripts here. You can trigger different processes to run. This is a multi-processing application where you can run up to unlimited amount of just what your computer can handle processes. So I would say no to that. And when you'll see now, here's the actual script that is running behind the scenes here on this program. It's basically a looping code. That's a function, a custom function to do a horizontal flip of the image to actually go left and right. So you only have drawing 3 different locations. You have avatar 1, which is open, avatar 2, which is closed, and then you're going to have avatar or a blank avatar for the blank one, which will be to clear it out in between. So that's the 3. And so you can basically, if I change those whatever those characters in there, it would actually change the actual look of the icon. So you can kind of see how you can make your Pac-Man different shaped, even just there. And then what you do is you make colors in Excel that will light up for different characters. So the stars get lit up as reds, and the O's get lit up as orange here. So and anything else, I think the space blanks are black. So here's your defining the buttons, the go directions, and those are actually read in the function. The go direction stop, when it reads it, it's going to do the different things on refresh script. So you'll see that here. In the refresh script, you're going to have different handling for the different types of things. So you have if go direction is right, what do you do? If go direction is left, what do you do? Right? And if stop, you don't do anything in this case. Use an Excel set range function. You're going to see in a minute, I'm going to show you how the functions work, but the functions you can define in custom add-ins. You can actually design your own functions, or actually in included files. You can actually do a bunch of scripts that go along with your code that are called into it. And I think in the physics one, I'm going to show you, I don't know if I'm going to show you directly, but it uses a code that's behind to actually run it. So here's all the different functions. So you got all sorts of different things. You got Excel functions, you got operating system functions. You can do a ton of stuff out of the box with Cloud4That, or you can do your own add-ins where you can add your own custom functions. And you see that in this case I have some add-ins that will be running different things like Opto22, Ensemble, Modbus, different types of add-ins we have some standard ones that we're going to have available for Cloud4That platform, but you can also build your own. You can utilize some of the standard ones and then build upon them if you wanted to too. Let's say you had an Opto22 piece of hardware that you wanted to add some other functionality to. You could extend it and add your own functions, things like that. Like sometimes you might want to set different things at different times. So basically it's going to be up to you to configure it, but a lot of the tools will be available outside the box for in a box, or actually say in a box, but you can then make it outside the box. So it's the idea behind all of that. You actually build your own code snippets too. which I don't show too much in this video, but code snippets, you can actually create your own like function blocks, like if then else, where you can actually do like a state machine type of program. And there is a state machine module that allows you to take an Excel file with a bunch of different logic steps, like what you do when you start. It starts off with state 1, and if you do these types of things about the, for example, if the stage is in a certain location, if the some valve is in the right position, then you're going to then do this, go to the next state, or else you're going to go to another state that's the fail state. So there's a whole state machine logic program that is built into Cloud4That that you can leverage too. That'll be an advanced functionality that you can add to the package. But the bottom line is, you can even build that on your own too. There's some state functions that are built into the standard. But the nice thing about the state function advanced modules is that then you can just build them with text files or Excel to build your logic for your tool. You can run a whole entire process tool on a state machine that you built almost visually in Excel. Basically, let's say you open a drawer. What does it do? It triggers opens up some pistons. It puts air into a cylinder for 20 seconds. It looks for a sensor to reach another location before it stops. All that can be done in non-compiled code right here, right in on the fly with the scripting engine with all the tools built in. So, example, This is your local variables. So you'll notice what I showed right there was some local variables. You can build local variables. You can have global variables. The global variables, if you look up the upper right corner there, you see there's two processes right now. One is 100, and that's for the actual code is running for the refresh script, and 150 is where the buttons are getting pressed. You could have, as many codes as your computer can handle running in the background. You can have one code just checking on sensors. You can have one code, running a user interface, another user interface. Because there's also the ability to build app canvases where you can actually use, if you know how to do .NET user controls, you can then create a user control add-in that you'll see in a little while. I'm going to show that in a future one, but actually it'll be on this video near the end, I believe. Here I just reset the local variables because you notice it was kept bringing the function back. It wasn't gone out of memory until I hit that little exclamation point. So now it's gone. Yay. All right. So it's got a lot of things. It's got the find button, like you can find stuff, you can replace stuff. It's got some basic functionality in it. You can actually even code in, if you wanted to code in Notepad++. I'm looking at it in the future, adding an extension on the Notepad++ to add these, the scripting engine into that, basically. So that's something to look forward to in the future. So, but you got the idea. It's got a little nice user interface here. I'll probably be improving upon it as we go. Here's one of the parts where you can manually restart. You can have the code automatically restart. You can have the code run in a specific process ID if you want it to, so that it doesn't conflict with other ones. And the state machine advanced stuff, you'll notice that is always the case. It's always running in that type of advanced thing. Here's the different things. We got sequencer views. We got graphing views. You can store data in global variables and come back and graph it. There's so much functionality in Cloud4That. You can actually integrate with SAP. There's a functionality where you can create your own databases where you can, on the fly, create fields and tables and have those updated and changed, reduce in size, grow in size. This is just kind of showing you the scripting engine, but there is a whole another level of automation that happens where you can actually integrate with databases and create your own database on the fly that works with Azure or file storage or WebSockets or SQL, blob storage. So there's many aspects of Cloud4That that are not being shown right here, but this is kind of like some of the cool functionality that if you're a teacher or whatever, you can really do some cool stuff to show what you can do. So like here's an example of the Hooke's law, being used, and you can change stiffness, things like that, mass of the block, see what the functionality does. So you can actually show your students something that that you not easy to really see, but you can actually then show like simple harmonic motion, for example. So you can actually see the laws, put the laws there. You can then use coding to teach them how to implement that law by using the scripting engine in Cloud4That. So a training opportunity exists here also with Cloud4That for students who want to learn. So you can imagine it's endless what kind of like things you could automate with this. You could take a whole physics book and automate every chapter of it so the kids can really see what's going on with it, really feel it, and actually see the functionality of it. So I think I'm going to show the code in a minute. It will disconnect from it, so it's not animating anymore. And here's the code for that. Not too much. That's pretty much the whole code right there for running it. There is actually a graph code too that's behind the scenes that I'm opening now. This is the graphing code that actually draws it. So the other part is actually applying Hooke's law with the angular velocity, frequency, and the different aspects of Hooke's law by using the functionality. You see that even the equations are written there, and you got a visualization of the actual the values of it, the x, and the different x by time, and it's pretty cool. This is an example now. I'm going to go show you. This is kind of like the building blocks where you can actually build your own custom applications. In this case, I don't have a lot of things happening here. I have the scripting engine as one of my custom integrations I can do there. But here you can do a vertical split. You could then place a code. There's only a couple of different things I have right here, but you can build your own adding codes. You're going to see a lot more than that when you get your license of Cloud4That. Yeah, actually, here we have some of that. A little bit more on this one. See some more available controls in this one. Try control. So basically the idea is you can build your own canvases, you can build your own user interfaces. There's going to be the ability to build menus. This is a bit flow to be able to add your controls in there, to be able to build your own screens, basically, to be able to build kind of a sequencer of products, build your own scripts that go with these products, integrate them all, do state machines, basically run whole entire apps by scripting engines that are very logically built and designed by you and sometimes by professionals who share these as templates. The idea that I was able to move it across the screen, so it saves the actual window locations and everything. Everything's kind of saved into wherever you last saved it as. There's going to be a lot of extra, building stuff, like you can dock controls. Everything is going to be pretty much Microsoft standard. Also, we will be integrated into creating, after you've created these, anything that can actually be extended to a web page will be allowed to be extended to a web page, a web API or something like that. So it's going to be more than just a Windows app at the end of the day.